Hi guys, my name is David, and today I'm going to show you how to actually connect your Google Form to WhatsApp contact. Okay, now, so assuming that you already have the WhatsApp, you already have Google, all right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to connect our Google Form, right? So imagine this is a Google Form, GF in short, and then we want to collect the name. Okay, typically we want to have the name of the person who filled up the form. And then most importantly is the WhatsApp number, okay, to fill out the form. Then of course, from here, right, you can have more than two information, right? It's like other information that you need for the user to fill in the form, right? Okay, so after you fill the form, you want to have the ability to store the information that they have recorded through the form, okay, into Google Sheet, right? So this Google Sheet is will store all the information that they filled up from Google Form. And of course, after that, you want to be able to send out a message, okay, to confirm that they have filled it, they have filled up, and then of course do a follow-up. Okay, so the information will then be sent to WhatsApp contact. WhatsApp contact. Then, of course, while through WhatsApp contact, we will set up a automation, okay, to follow up. Okay, so of course, the form, it could be for event, it could be for enrollment, it could be for lead generation, and so forth. Okay, so it depends on what is the purpose of the form. Okay, but today we are not going to go into that area. We are not going into the details on what and why we are going to create this form. Okay, but the main purpose is to find out how we are able to connect Google Form through webhook, send the information to WhatsApp contact, right, to do a specific follow-up. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so over here, we have opened up three different tabs. Okay, the first tab we have is Google Form. Then the next one is our WhatsApp contact. And the last one will be the Google webhook script. Okay, so these are the things that we'll need in order for us to connect a Google Form to WhatsApp contact. So let's go to Google Form first. Okay, Google Form, first of all, of course, we need to create a Google Form. Okay, so take, for example, we want to create an event registration. Okay, click on event registration, and it will automatically populate the whole event registration form. And of course, you can then, from here, do your editing to receive the information that you will want to have. Okay, so now typically what we'll collect is the name, mobile number, and email. And by default, Google Form will not collect WhatsApp information, right? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll add in a field that is WhatsApp number. Okay, so you can either put WhatsApp number or mobile number. Okay, now the field to use is short answer. Okay, because it is a phone number. Okay, so we will then move this down to below the name, right? And we want it to be required, right? Okay, because without a number, it is impossible for us to get any phone. It's impossible for us to send any messages, right? Okay, so then from here we will then, okay, there's no other information needed. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we want to save. Is there a way to save? No, there's no way to save. Okay, so this is the way that, yeah. Okay, so just make sure that it is a required field. Okay, so now we have this information. Okay, organization, maybe we will not want to have. Okay, so we will delete it. And then we will put the information like, yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, day 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go to the next step then. Now, the next step is to, of course, check it out to make sure that it's accepting responses. Then if you want to, you can link to Google Sheets. right? Okay, so for this demo purpose, well, we're not going to do Google Sheet, so we'll not click on that link. And then with regards to setting, okay, you can go further, right, to collect email addresses, okay, but it's already collected, okay, but if you want to verify, you can put a correspondent input, okay, to make sure that it is actual real email that they have inserted. All right. And of course, send responder copy of response if you want. Okay. If not, just leave it. Okay. And so on and so forth. Okay. So the rest will typically be more of the Google form site. Okay. Which you can go to other YouTube videos to find out more about how to configure Google Form. Okay. Which we will not be going deeper over here. Okay. So next thing that we need to do is to be able to connect to WhatsApp. Right? WhatsApp contact. Okay, so how we're going to do is we're going to use webhook to do that. Okay, but when we use webhook, we need to do some scripting. Okay, well, which is a little bit for advanced users, but actually not so advanced at all. All right, so let me show you in less than a few minutes. Okay, on the top right over here, click on the three dots, right? And then we go to script editor. Okay, and a new window will be open up. Okay, so this script editor, okay, you can actually put it as event registration, so that you know what is this script for. Okay, so now you see that this script over here is pretty empty. Okay, there is a default script that we will be using, which is the script over here, right? You will find this script within the YouTube video below, right? Or around the video that you see that you are watching this video, right? So copy the Google Forms script, webhook script, and then paste. Now this script is actually for any webhook. Okay, so a webhook is a link from another system that we will be sending data from Google Form to. Okay, so in this case, we are sending data to WhatsApp contact, WA contact, right? WAC. So we will be generating a trigger form, which is a webhook form. Over here, click on integration, right? And we choose webhook, okay? Because we want to send data to WhatsApp contact. Okay, so click setup and add a trigger webhook. Okay, so when you click on add a trigger webhook, there will be a name that's required. So right now we want to put it as event registration from Google Form. Okay, so that we know that it's from Google Form. Click add, and you will see that, right, there is actually a webhook link over here. Okay, copy this webhook link, all right, and set to active. Now this webhook is then active. Remember, this webhook is to be pasted into and from Google Form. Okay, so let's go back to the event registration script, right? So over here on top, you see that there's a link here. Paste over this link. Okay, and save. Okay, so there's a save button. It's very important to save your project. If not, it will be gone. Okay, so now after this, right, we will then have to do a trigger. All right, so over here, we need to make sure that the trigger is right. Okay, because the trigger will only start when somebody fill in the Google form. Right, so click on trigger. Okay, if it is the first time, you will see all these messages, right? And then add a trigger on the bottom right. Okay, so you see that it is on submit, which is correct. All right, and it's from no, it's from on form submit. Okay, and notify me immediately. All right, it depends. All right, if you want to be notified immediately when there's a failure, so that you won't miss anybody who actually want to submit a form, and without if there's a failure, means they will not receive any messages from WhatsApp. Right? Okay, so let's click save. You gotta wait for it. but there will be authentication. Okay, that will, yep, voila, you got this thing, right? So the next thing that we want to do is to click on editor and click on run. Okay, when you click on run, there will be an error, okay, over here, which is normal. Why? Because there isn't any messages being sent from the form. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to the form, right, and try to submit a message. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so now the form is already done, right? Okay, we will go to the actual form itself, okay, by clicking on the top right hand, which is send form, and then there is a form link. Okay, we copy it and open up a window, okay, for testing purpose. Right, so you can see that now this form is a different form compared to what you have seen earlier. What you have seen earlier is a form that you can edit, but whereas this form is a form that you cannot edit. Now, then go to the answer name. Okay, so my name is David, so I will key in David. Right, and WhatsApp number. All right, so the WhatsApp number, typically I will just use the number that I'm using to test, okay, which is 6588017026. All right, and then the email, I will just use back the same email that I'm using to test. Days attended 1. Okay, I can choose 3 days, up to me. And then dietary, all right, I want to be gluten-free, or maybe no, so none. And then I understand I'll pay and click yes, then submit. Okay, now here we go. The event is being submitted. Let's go back to see whether there is a response. So yes, there's a response, right? So once there's a response, okay, it means that, all right, we can try to trigger. Okay, so we can try to run again. Great. So now you can see that execution is completed. Okay, so once execution is completed, we will then be able to receive data at WhatsApp contact. Right. Now you can see that this is actually the trigger form that we've created. We can actually click on report over here. Okay, and you can see that, wait, there are actually data being sent over. Okay, but this is not enough. Why? Because after this, okay, we will need to manipulate the data. Okay, that's where we will have to do more adjustment to the form itself, right? Okay, so this is so this step, okay, that I'm going to show right now is supposed to be the step to add in the trigger. Okay, because we already have a marketplace that has got a lot full of triggers that are available for you to use immediately. Okay, so now I'm going to create another trigger, okay, and delete away this trigger. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to automation and then click on trigger. All right, and I'm going to import from the marketplace. Okay, so now I'm going to use this form that is already pre-created and click use. Okay. All right, and of course there are some instructions here that will be populating in the future. Now, click back. Okay, and now you see that there are 2 triggers. Okay, one is the one that we have created previously. Okay, and you can see that when I click on actions, okay, there are no actions over here. Okay, but if we go to the one that we use or we use or copied from the marketplace, okay, you can see that, wait, there's actually a flow that's already being done and made. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deactivate this one. All right, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to deactivate this one, okay, because it is the old trigger. So I'm going to click on active to deactivate it. Okay, and I'm going to activate this trigger over here. All right, so since this one is already not active, I'm going to delete it. Okay, because it's no use. Okay, I'm going to copy this new trigger, okay, with the new webhook, okay, to the registration form link over here, okay, and replace it. Okay, do know that this step, right, is unnecessary. Why? Because earlier I'm just trying to show you that it is possible, okay, to straight away go to the marketplace and use the readily done sequences that we have created for you in the marketplace. Okay, so now next we have to click save, all right, and then run again. Okay, so now the data that is being created, that is being submitted earlier, right, will be sent to this link, and where this link is actually the WhatsApp contact. Okay, and let's go to WhatsApp contact here. Okay, because I've already activated, there should be data. Yes, and you can see that there are more data and the data are being manipulated. Now you can see that there are a few actions. Okay, number one, over here, okay, it is the data that's being sent over, and then it is being manipulated and placed into nicely formed information. Okay, maybe if you're a programmer, you will see that it's nicely formed. Okay, if you're an end user, you will see that, wow, it's still very messy, right? Okay, but it's okay. But however, you see that we identify error over here. Okay, that's where we will need to edit the flow, the sequences. Okay, so let's go back to edit the sequences. Okay, how do we do that? Go back to trigger, and this is the webhook that we have received the data from. Let's go to actions, and now, okay, we can see that we have webhook. Okay, data manipulation. Let's click on data manipulation. Okay, before that, let's go back to webhook. Okay, so webhook over here is, it will contain the data that is being received from Google form itself. All right, so these are all the data that is being received. Okay, so after the data manipulation, you click here. All right, this is the script, which you do not need to do anything because you have already copied the data. You already duplicate from the marketplace, right? So this will be by default. Okay, and then you can see that over here, these are the information that we have entered just now, right? Okay, so what have I entered? I entered my name, I entered the phone number, I entered the email, and then also the number of days that I will attend, and then directory information, and of course, yes. Okay, so after this, okay, typically what we'll do is we'll send a media action, right? Of course, if you do not want to send a media action, okay, you can click on add action in between and choose what you want the user to do next. Okay, there are many things that you can do here, or you can choose to add manually the actions available. So there are a lot of actions that you can choose from, right? Each of these action is to be discussed separately because there are just too many of them, right? Now, let's go deeper. Just go back to what we want, which we are supposed to discuss. Okay, so the next thing is we want to add an action. Okay, and the first thing we want to make sure is we want to make sure that the number that we are sending out from is correct. Okay, which is in this case is the demo number. Okay, and then the two number, who are we supposed to send to? Now, so over here, we are supposed to send to the number that the user have entered in the Google form. Okay, which is over here, right? This number. Okay, and yeah, I think that's the right place to show you. Okay, so how do we get there? Okay, we should find out what is the variable that is being used. Okay, so let's click here to find out the variable for the last result. Now, okay, what we want is this number over here. All right, so we click this number and it will be saved in a clipboard, right? Click OK and then highlight and paste. Now, this will be the right variable to use. And then choose the right picture, right, that you want to relate your user with. Maybe a picture that's related to your event. Okay, you can click the plus sign and click on photo and then upload the photo. Okay, so in this demo, we will not be changing this, so we'll just leave it. And then the last thing that we need to do is to create the message. Okay, so now I will typically use hi spin, okay, which will be a reward, okay, by default. Okay, let's click on this reward again. All right. Okay, so why do we do that? Okay, if you have attended our WhatsApp challenge, okay, which I encourage you to sign up WhatsApp challenge, you will understand that there is this rule called PRU, okay, which is every time when we send a message or broadcast, we want it to be P stand for personalized, R stand for relevance, and finally U stand for unique. Okay, so if every message is based on PRU, you'll find that it is unlikely that WhatsApp will flag you as a spam. So over here, right, you see that there's 1548 body name. Okay, so this have to be changed. Okay, because the variable will be a default variable, which is for another sequence. Okay, so over here, if you want to find out what should we put in, we're going to click on the variable, click here, and that's the name, right? We click on the name, right? It should be 344261, right? So it's already saved into the clipboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this, okay, so that when a message is sent out, it'll be based on that variable. So, which in this case is my name, David Look. So this is a default message that we have set for that marketplace. Okay, but you can change. Okay, thank you for enrolling your event. Okay, whatever event you want, and then the name and so forth. Right. So typically we will want to encourage customers or whoever that filled the form to reply a message to us. So this is what we send. We say, please reply hi so that we can be sure that this number is valid, right? And then finally, we click on save. Save. All right. Okay, then after that, we want to put into a contact list, okay, which in this case is add contact. Okay, we want to be demo contact list. Okay, and okay, as you can see just now, as after I click on re-execute, there is new data manipulation available. Okay, we want to add in the right variable into all these fields. And the first one is the name, right? Copy it. Okay, so this is actually correct. Okay, the second one will be the phone number, okay, which is actually wrong. Okay, the phone number should be this one, right? And with the right contact list. Okay, so if it is wrong, then there will be an error. Okay, so let's click save and re-execute. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's save. Re-execute. Okay, cool. Okay, so as you can see that the result is returned to true. Okay, so it works. Okay, and then the contact list is also added over here after we change to the right contact list. Now, you can see that one contact is being added. Okay, so in other words, every time there will be, whenever somebody fill in a Google form, okay, the contact will be added over here. Okay, which in this case is my name and a phone number, which is our Ready Space Academy phone number. And you can, if there are like 100 contacts that sign up through the Google form, okay, you can straight away click on WhatsApp. Okay, send WhatsApp, and it will be sending to the contact list demo. Okay, which you can also send a message to every one of them. Okay, now, so that's about it. After the user is being added to the contact, the next thing is you can optionally send a message to yourself. Okay, you can click on, you can type whatever number that you want, okay, +65 number. And after that, just send a message and say, hey, somebody actually sign up through your form. You would like to verify and confirm everything. Yep, that's all for today. Okay, I hope that you have learned something. And if you have any questions, please type in the comments within this video. Yeah, right. So we are posting the video into different channels. So we'll be replying to you accordingly. Thank you.